Good morning, students. IPM International School and College welcomes you to your iLearn class of economics. Today, I, Ms. P. Singer, will be teaching you the second chapter, that is Basic Concepts of Economics. And the topic which we'll be covering today is the meaning of income and savings. So let's start with the meaning of income. So income is the result of capital which is used in production. So in order to understand the meaning of income, first of all you need to understand the meaning of capital over here. So remember that capital for a businessman comes in two forms. First, the money which you will be investing in order to set up or establish your business, and secondly it comes in the form of the things, or we can call it as fixed assets, which you will be requiring to start your process of production. Like you will be requiring machinery, tools, equipments, furniture, vehicle, etc. in order to start your business. So when you will combine the money and the various kind of fixed assets which are collectively known as capital, you will be able to produce final goods and services. And when you will be selling those goods and services in the market, you will be earning income. Now the second point says that during the process of production, various factors of productions are used, which are land, labor, capital and enterprise. So in order to understand this point, let's take an example. Suppose you want to start a shoe factory. Now in order to produce shoes, you will be requiring four major factors of production, without which you will never be able to start your own factory. And those factors of production are, first is land. Now why do you need land? Now when you want to start your business, will you be setting it up in the air? The answer is no. In order to set up your business, you will be needing a piece of land where you will create your infrastructure, and thereby you will be able to start your own factory. Now let's move to the second factor of production, that is labor. Now why do you need labor? Now suppose you have decided that every month you will be producing 500 pairs of shoes. So do you think you will be able to produce 500 pairs of shoes all on your own? No. For that purpose you will be requiring more manpower, and that manpower will come in the form of the laborers. Now moving to the third factor of production, that is capital. Now you already know the meaning of capital, which comes in two forms. That is the fixed assets which are required for the process of production, and the money which you will be investing to start your business. So do you think without the presence of machines and money, you will be able to produce even a single pair of shoe? Again, the answer is no. And the last factor of production, the most important factor of production, is enterprise or an organization. Now enterprise or an organization is nothing but it is the services of a person who will bring all the rest of the three factors of production at one place and will combine them and will make them work in order to produce the number of shoes. So over here, organization means we are talking about you, because it is you who wants to start a shoe factory. It is you who will make arrangements for land, labor and capital. Again, it is you who will combine all these three factors of production in order to produce goods and services, and you will be ready to bear the risk. So remember, all these things combined together will help you to produce number of shoes in your shoe factory, and again when you will be selling those shoes in the market, what you will be earning? You will be earning income. Now the third point says that a part of income is saved while the rest is spent on consumption. Definitely yes. Like suppose if you are getting an income of 50,000 rupees in a month, will you be spending the entire 50,000 rupees on the consumption? The answer is no. Out of that 50,000, you will save a little bit of amount, and the rest of the amount you will be spending it on consumption. Next point. The owners of these factors of production receive factor incomes in various forms in lieu of their productive services. Now, in the second point, we have studied about the four factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, and enterprise. So let's get back to our example where you have started your own shoe factory. Now suppose when you were starting your factory, you were not able to purchase your own land, so you decided that you are going to take a land on rent, and that land actually belongs to your friend. So when you have taken that land from your friend, where you have set up your factory and you have started with your process of production, so that friend of yours will be expecting some kind of monetary return. And that return goes in the form of rent to your friend. And that rent is termed as what? It is termed as the factor income. And who is the owner of the land? Your friend will be considered, is known as the owner of the land. So again, the land is being provided to you by your friend, and in return your friend will be accepting the factor income which goes in the form of rent. Now moving to the second factor of production, that is labor. Now again going back to our example, you have already decided that per month you will be producing around 500 pairs of shoes. And in order to produce those shoes, 500 pairs of shoes, you have hired around 150 laborers. Now when those laborers are working for 7 to 8 hours in your factory, now why they are working over there? Because in return they will require again some monetary benefit, and that monetary benefit will go in the form of wages, and again this wage will be known as the factor income. Now moving to the third point, that is capital. Now capital over here is being treated in the terms of money. Now suppose in order to start your factory you required around 1 crore rupees. Now you will not have that 1 crore rupees all of your own. You have taken a loan of that much amount from the bank. Now when you have taken a loan on that, you have to pay what? You have to pay the interest. Now again, interest is known as the factor income over here, which goes to the bank. Why it is going to the bank? Because bank is the owner of that 1 crore rupees which you have taken from him in the form of loans and advances. Now moving to the last factor of production, that is enterprise. Now who is an enterprise over here? It is you, because you are the one who has arranged for the land, labor and capital. You have combined the services and you are utilizing it for the process of production. Now will you need any kind of monetary benefit in return? Definitely yes. And your return will be known as what? It will be known as profit, which is your factor income. So remember, what are the factor incomes? Factor incomes are the returns which is being obtained or given to the various factors of production for their services which they have provided in the production of goods and services. Without the presence of land, labor, capital and enterprise, you will not be able to produce anything. And when you are utilizing the services of these four factors of production, you will be required to pay them. And that payment will be known as factor income, factor incomes to the owners of those resources. Like the owner of the land is your friend, the owner of the wages is the laborer who are working in your factory for 7 to 8 hours. Interest is the factor income to the bank. Why? Because they have given you 1 crore rupees in the form of loans and advances. So the bank will be known as the owner of the capital, and the factor income he will be receiving will go in the form of interest. Similarly, you are an enterprise, so the factor income which you will be receiving, that goes in the form of profit. So remember, the production of goods and services, which are collectively known as commodities, they are always generating income. Now let's start with the next heading, that is meaning of savings. Now what is saving? Now saving is the excess of income over net consumption. It can be represented as capital S is equals to small y minus small c, where S is equals to the savings, Y is equals to the income which is being earned by you, and C is the consumption. Consumption means what are the various goods and services which you are consuming for your survival. Now let's take an example. Suppose your income, which is being depicted by small y, is 50,000 rupees. Now you tell me, will you spend the entire 50,000 rupees on the purchase of food, clothing, electronic items, medical facilities, educational facilities, etc. for a month? Definitely no. As a prudent consumer, you will try to save a little bit of amount out of your income. So when your income is 50,000 rupees, say out of that 50,000 rupees, every month you are spending around 39 to 40,000 rupees. In this example, your consumption, that is small c, is depicted to around 39,000. So in this case, what will be your amount of saving? That is y minus c. Y, that is your income, 50,000, minus c, that is your consumption, 39,000. So your savings stands to around 11,000 rupees. So remember, the part of the income which you are not spending on consumption, but you are saving it in your banks or you are investing it somewhere else, then that part of your income is known as saving. Now what are the various purposes of saving? Now remember that savings are required for various purposes, like for old age, for education, marriage, emergency health requirements, construction of house, etc. Now savings are being done by three different units of an economy. When it is done by the household, that is the consumer, it is known as a personal saving. Now who is a consumer? You, me will be considered as the consumer, because we are the ones who are purchasing goods and services on the daily basis from the market. So whatever money we are earning, out of that, whatever amount we are saving, that will be known as personal savings. When the savings are being done by the firms, it is known as the corporate saving. Now what are the firms? Firms are the producers or the companies or the business which are involved in the production of various goods and services. So when these production units are saving their money, that money will be known as, that saving will be known as the corporate saving. Now when the saving is being done by the government, that is known as the government saving. Now what is a government? Government is the regulatory body of the economy. Regulatory body means the government is the one who is implementing the rules and regulations in the country, who is keeping tab on the economic activities of the consumers and the firms. And when the government is saving the amount of their income, that will be known as the government saving. So I think in this segment, I hope in this segment you have understood the meaning of income and savings. Thank you.